2014 Hyundai Sonata window regulator. This guy came off track, started binding the wires up behind. So here's a new window regulator. It's the whole entire black panel. To get this cover off here, there is two screws. One that goes inside of here, one that goes down in the handle. You want to pull this corner piece off here, which this one was already partially off, so I have to get that red clip out of there to put it back in its home. Pull the bottom out on the door panel along the edge. I got a trim tool puller that made that life a lot easier. I got inside of this section here and was able to pop it out and then work my way around from there. The handle has 4 screws that hold it in on the back side. At least this one does. That doesn't mean that all of them will. If it doesn't, then there is a way to disconnect these. See if I can remember how to do it. It looks like, yeah, there's a tab there. Pull it back and that pops both of them loose, and you can disconnect them from the lock and the latch. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do that anyway, since this has to go through there, and I don't think this is going to fit through there. Not easily anyways. All of the sensors have to be switched over. The window motor has to be switched over. The speaker has to be switched over. So I'll get started on getting all this apart, and then the window is pretty straightforward. It sits into these black clips here. Well, they got black on them, although the clips are silver. They have two 10mm bolts that hold them on, that clamps the window together. So ideally you'd like to be able to roll the window down to this section here to be able to get to those bolts. Considering this one may fall as soon as I pull this, what looks like a flip-flop wedge out, I'm going to have to be extremely cautious, and I may very well take the motor on out, since I have disconnected already, and use my finger as the gear and slowly work it down if it'll go down easily. If not, then we'll see where to go from there. This is the plugs for the window bracket. So you want to get these brackets here down to those holes, which are these holes, and they're 10mm to take those out. The window motor is either a Phillips head or an 8mm. These are Phillips heads. These look like T20 Torx. I have all of that in the side of my trailer here, so I'll get this rocked out real quick. I told you wrong, those are not Phillips head. Those must have been looking cross-eyed when I looked at it, because that is very clearly a Torx, and it's a T20 or a T25. I'll know momentarily. Alright, one more jump in before I get all this done. These are definitely T20s. These should be the same. They are. It's pretty much it that I'm going to jump back in for. I'll come back in when I get finished completely and give an update. Alright, so it's almost completely back together. I have a feeling I'm about to run into some rain, so I'm going to finish the video up and send off from there. There, back behind this panel, is a plastic clip that holds it against, I'm going to assume it's a door lock mechanism that's back here. There's also a wire that runs through there. It goes through this hole here. Just squeeze it, pull, comes right off. Now after you get all of these bolts off and you get the wiring harness off, you have to pull the bottom section here out first, because the top goes back behind the sheet still. And as you're pulling out, you'll want to pull towards the interior of the car, because this spot right here is locked in tight. But don't pull so much as to fall off inside the interior of the vehicle. because you'll end up ripping those wires out right there. Unless, of course, you've pulled out all of this first. If you have, then you'll be fine. But still be careful. Anyways, this is almost back together. I have to tighten the motor up, hook the handle, the switches back up, roll the window down. After putting, I'm going to assume this is an impact sensor for the door. Put it back in and then roll it down. That way it doesn't start tripping out the security. Then I'll have access to my 10mm holes again. This one wasn't even in there, so it's no wonder that the window was sitting all crooked. Let's see. There's the old one. Broken. That wasn't broken because of me, it was broken because of wear and tear. But anyhow, thanks for watching.